him. Abdelaziz Adam al-Hello, one of the SPLA's most successful military commanders. Commander al-Hello is not a Nuba. He's from Darfur in western Sudan, but he was born, raised and educated in the Nuba Mountains. As well as being a close personal friend of Kuwa, he was Kuwa's deputy in the mountains for many years, the man Kuwa wanted to succeed him. Soon after his arrival in the mountains, Commander al-Hello showed his commitment to the Nuba by bringing his family into this war zone from the safety of their home in Uganda. 3 children, including a 5-month-old baby, and his wife, Fatma. Life in the blockaded mountains, without cars, shops or electricity, is a very different life to the life they've been used to. The children took to it like ducks to water. Unlike Nuba children, they had never before ridden on a donkey. And for a while at least, they were blissfully unaware of their parents' concerns.
I decided to bring my family to the Nuba Mountains because I want them to be near to me. Also, we want to share the experience with the rest of the people in the Nuba Mountains, and if there is happiness, we share it. If there is suffering, we share it together with the people. This is why I brought them.
A delegation from the American charity Samaritan's Purse flew into the mountains 24 hours after Commander al-Hello's family. Their arrival coincided with the start of a government offensive in which many villages were burned, food stores destroyed, and all airstrips were closed by shelling.
Getting bombed in the air. When we landed the airplane, we unloaded the 5 tons of food that we brought. The plane took off. 20 minutes after that, the airport was shelled. And we started walking away from the shelling. There were 6 or 7 rounds that came in. The humanitarian situation right now, particularly in regards to food, is drastic. If access is denied, there'll be a famine here. We're going to see people dying, starving to death. And even if there is some points of access, if 1 or 2 airstrips, for example, are open, you're still going to see a lot of suffering. There's no way that we'll be able to bring in the food that these people need and have asked for.
Hunger is not the only problem facing the people of the Nuba Mountains this year. In recent months, the government of Sudan has launched an unprecedented campaign of aerial bombardment.
These holes were prepared and intended for the protection of my family from anti-NOC bombardment, because usually the government of Sudan send anti-NOC high-altitude bombers to bombard the area without differentiating between the military camp and the civil population residents. This is why we prepared them for the members of my family to protect themselves in case of any aerial bombardment.
Most of the victims of government attacks are civilians. Some are adults, like this porter, wounded at the airstrip on the day Samaritan's Purse arrived.
So it's India here, yeah? From here to here.
But many are children. This is the only hospital in rebel-controlled areas where 250,000 Nuba are refusing to surrender despite crushing military defeats in Yusuf Kuwa's last years.
I will not be able to fill Yusuf's shoes, but I will live to the ideals he devoted himself for and he died for. I will do my best and do everything I can, on the military side at least, to recapture some of the lost areas and also to continue the struggle and the liberation up to the achievement of the new Sudan, up to the achievement of freedom and justice for all.
When Kuwa died, there was concern that Nuba in rebel-controlled areas would lose heart and cross to the government side. But this has not been the case. Morale in the mountains is high, and the new commander has already established himself as a man of the people, just like his predecessor. The government says these people are held by the SPLA as human shields. But the truth is that soldiers and civilians in rebel-controlled areas are happy and united in their determination to fight for the right to be Nuba, refusing ever again to be crushed underfoot.